This is my garage space.
I know, it's a bit of a tip, but it didn't always look like this. We recently moved to this property and the garage was completely clear. But over the last few months, it's progressively got more cluttered.
But in this series, I'm going to be converting this into the ultimate workshop for me to completely kit out my camper vans and just general woodworking. I've got a lot to do, and I think one of the first things I need to do is get it cleared out.
Clearing it out was the easy part. Finding somewhere for it all to go, not so much, but I did my best.
Now, one of the first things to do with converting this garage into a workshop is adding a partition wall along here. And the point is that at the moment, this space is taken up with washing machines and tumble dryers. And if I'm going to be working in here, I want it to be fairly quiet. I appreciate the power tools make a certain amount of noise. But when I'm recording videos, I don't want to be talking and hearing washing machines going on and everything. So this is going to be a complete separate utility room. Are you putting the tumble on now?
Well, you're going to press play.
Okay. But before we build this partition that's going to go up here,
we need to reinforce these joists so they can withstand the weight of the loft space, including all the timber and supplies I'll be storing up there. Because currently it's pretty weak.
See, I mean, look how much that moved then, just by me pulling on it. Wow! And I'm not going to be confident leaving loads of wood up there unless it's supported. And that's where these come in. These here are 9 inch by 2 inch, is that right, Dad?
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to suspend these across this way.
The span between the two walls is around 15 feet. So I had to find a lumber yard that could supply extra long joists.
So I reached out to a company that I've used before called Timberley, and they've happily sent me 6 of these joists already just to be installed. I mean, to be honest, they didn't have to send us planed, but they have.
They have, because they're professionals, but look at the quality of it. It's absolutely top quality.
Yeah, so because the span's so long, we've got to have a really deep joist just to be able to take the pressure of me walking around up there if I need to get up there, get any wood down. For everyone that doesn't know, this is my dad, John. He is going to be assisting with a lot of the work that's going to happen in this garage because he's got 50 years of being a carpenter, so I didn't really have anyone else I could ask really, without him getting offended anyway. So the first thing to do is we're going to get these up, and then we're actually going to put supports underneath them to support them. I've probably not explained that right, but you'll see what I mean once we've got them up.
So we got started. We cut the first joist to size, but in order for us to lift these huge timbers, I had to get pretty creative.
This device here is normally designed for lifting plasterboard. So if you're like plasterboarding a ceiling or anything, then you put your plasterboard sheets on this. And I was like, that actually might work for lifting these joists, and I didn't know if it'd be strong enough, but it's only bloody doing it, look! We'll find out, we'll get to like the last one and it'll just collapse on us.
So now the lift can hold the weight, we just needed to adjust the joist into place and lift it so it's the right way up.
It's right, doesn't it?
Yeah. So what we got is a bit of sagging on these.
Yeah.
In the middle here. Right, because we're not touching the end ones.
So you think these middle ones are sagging?
I think these have sagged, yeah.
Right.
Right. So we got to get that sag out.
How'd you get a sag out, Dad?
Timber underneath. Push it up.
Right, okay.
Or an acro. You ain't got no acros, have you?
Don't know what that is.
Acro prop.
This is what happens when you work with a tradesman and you're an amateur. They use all this terminology that you ain't got a clue what it is.
So because we had no acros, we made our own props out of 3x2s so we could push the joists up tight enough so we could then release the lift. And now that they're supported, these timbers are nice and tight up against the joists.
Speaking of timber, today's video sponsor is Timberley.
Timberley were kind enough to get these 15 feet 9x2s sent down to me all the way from Hereford, and they even gave me a discount code which I'll share with you later in the video. So once we were happy with the positioning, we screwed the new thick timbers to the existing joists, and then it was simply rinse and repeat. I then took the opportunity to climb up and see if I could get a feel for the space.
Does that feel better or not?
Yeah. It's actually quite a lot of space. I could have my office up here.
Yeah,
It could just be right there. A little desk. Could sit there.
Because something like there'd be like steps instead of a ladder going on.
Yeah, because it would be one of those pull downs.
Then with the first supporting joist in place, we could turn our attention to the next job.
The next job We've still got another one of these joists to put in over here, but we're not going to be doing that for the minute. We're just going to be mounting this underneath.
The next job's that.
But it won't be individual small pieces like this. It'll be one long one. And that'll be screwed straight in through into the blocks. Breeze blocks with these thunderbolts. They're like hex. They've got like a little blue tip on them.
Concrete screws,
Yeah, concrete screws, whatever they're called. They're big boys because they're going to be obviously. I mean, to be honest, they are going to be taking that downward force if whenever I'm walking up there. They're all going to be hanging on these, so that the beam that goes along there will just be screwed in. How many of these do you reckon we'll put in each one?
I've not worked that out yet. I did allow for 10 per length.
Yeah.
Right, but I think that might be overkill now because they're quite chunky, aren't they?
Yeah.
So.
But two per
But the
fixing,
beauty of
won't
them
it?
is you can add.
Yeah, extras if we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we propped up our 3x2 landing and marked any scribes we needed to make before screwing it up.
So what I'm doing with this one, it's a scribing gauge, is see the round on there? That enables you to round it like that. So you start off with a little cut, then you gradually deep it. It's got a marking gauge. And the reason I'm doing that is because when I cut this through, I don't want this splitting off there, do I? So when we chisel it, it's going to go right along that line.
So you're probably thinking, what's the scribe for? Well, you see that piece of plastic conduit on the wall? Well, that's some wiring that goes through the wall into my dining room. So rather than move them and possibly create more issues down the line, we cut a channel to go around the conduit. And then it was just a case of screwing them up. Making sure they're nice and tight and making a silly face. We then did the same on the other side.
Right, you want me to test it?
Yep.
Which one?
Anywhere you want. Budge a millimetre.
Perfect.
See, not only does it support those rafters,
Yeah.
or those joists there above our bearers,
Yeah.
it also supports the roof as well.
Yeah.
Any sagging or anything like that. Because these trusses will sag over the years,
Yeah.
and we've kind of taken out the sag out of them.
You comfortable there, aren't you, lad? There.
Yeah.
We then added the last joist and extended the landings by using 2 3x2s on both walls to stretch the full length of the workshop.
I'm up here. I'm walking up here. It's not collapsed yet, is it?
It ain't gonna collapse. Trust me.
Loads of space.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been wasted otherwise.
It was wasted. It was wasted. That's the first thing I saw when I looked in there.
Right. So if I just cut out a temporary bit of this, so you reckon there, yeah?
Yeah, it's got to be square. Oh, if it's temporary, we can always cut back a bit. Yeah, I should cut it out.
I figured this would be a good time to cut out a section of the old joist to allow me easier access to the loft. This will also double up as the loft hatch eventually.
So long. Farewell.
There. Does that feel like almost better?
Right, so now the supports are done, the next thing to do is to get up that ladder and start boarding out the top, and then I can start getting rid of some of this stuff up there. And I'll be doing that with these OSB Loft panels. I bought 10 of them. They're probably not going to be enough because there's only 3 in a pack.
Because I'm such a great son, I decided to give my dad the day off. These boards shouldn't be too much trouble for just me. Or maybe I spoke too soon.
Okay, so boarding this out isn't going to be as easy as I thought, because each one of these needs to have a part of this to fix down to. And even if that goes to there, on this side over here, that's not actually, it doesn't quite make it to here. So I'm even going to need to put an extra support along here just to support that, or I need to rethink things.
After a bit of back and forth, I worked out what needed to be done.
Okay, I've worked it out. It's sorry about the lighting, it's really dark up here. But I've made a new joist to support this one. So I've worked it out and they're doubled over because they weren't quite long enough to go all the way. So I've worked it out. I need one here and one there. That one's just placed in at the moment. I literally have just doubled up 2 screws to make this sort of pattern here, and then I've just diagonally screwed down into that joist that we've just put in, and then that should allow me to go the full span without having any parts where the slats are like not fitting home on a joist. I mean, I could just imagine myself in the future rushing around up here trying to get something down, stepping on the wrong bit, either putting my foot right through or just tipping everything. I don't know. They're all going to be screwed down anyway, but you know, you get the idea.
I had a few scribes to do to make sure the boards fitted perfectly around all the conduits on the wall, and once they were all in place I could cut them down to size using the track saw. And now it was coming together quite quickly.
So now that's all of this section done.
But look who couldn't stay away.
More easier to...
You couldn't help yourself but get involved, could you? I was going to give you a day off today. He goes, oh, I'm not here to work, I'm just here to give you some advice. I'm not wearing my working clothes. And here he is. Could you crack on?
Your mum said the same thing. She said, you won't be able to resist this.
You crack on.
So with a little help from my dad, the rest of the boards went down pretty quickly.
Welcome to the crow's nest. All in all, how good is this? And I'm currently using it for storage. I've got things like camping equipment and everything all up here. It's just stuff that I don't really want on the floor. But the main thing that I wanted to use this for, not only to come up and hide if I need to, but it's for all my wood storage. So as you can see, everything's labelled. I've got hardwood here, plywood, even though that's not plywood at the moment. These are battens, and I've written on the ends of each one how long they are. And there's a good reason to do that, right? And it's something that my dad's taught me, and he said, there's nothing worse than when you've got lots of wood all laid out in a storage area. You go, right, well I need a 2 metre piece of wood. You pull out a piece of wood and it ends up being 1 metre. You've then got to put it back and then find a 2 metre piece. And this can happen several times. But the difference is, if whenever you cut a piece of wood and you put a bit back, you just measure it right on the end, how long that piece of wood is. And then at a glance, I can come up here and just go, right, I need a 1.2 metre batten. That one's 1.2 metres. If I need a 770mm joist, I've got that one. So the next job to do up here would be to get some proper power up here. I have pretty much just been powering the light and all of my tools and everything off a power station. But once the partition is made, then obviously a few videos down the line, I'll be installing all the electrical sockets in this garage. So I will put one, well, at least a couple up here so I can have lights and I can have use of anything else that I might need. And obviously none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for Timberly. Thank you so much for sending me the extra long joists that I used to support this entire loft. Without you, I would probably still be scratching my head thinking, how am I going to get wood long enough, that's what she said, to support this roof.
And if you want to head over to Timberly or give them a call, ask for Ash and tell him Sean from Love Sundays sent you. And don't worry, I've not forgotten about the discount code. It's Love Sundays 10 and you'll get 10% off your order.
Like any of these sort of like big projects, the big jobs like putting in the ceiling, putting in the partition wall, building the walls out are the bits that probably take the longest, but they're really important. It's like building the foundations to hopefully what's going to be a fantastic workshop. And the next job will be building the partition across there so that I can separate my utility room from my workshop. And the best part is you don't even have to wait to see it, because you can just click right here, right now, and watch that video. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!